Today we are going to discuss about the 5 concepts of the JavaScript that an interviewer can ask you in your JavaScript question, and that may be also common in your Node.js also, because Node.js provide us to write the JavaScript code. So these questions can be same if you are giving a JavaScript interview or you are giving a Node.js interview. So let's get start. So first I will going to discuss about the delete keyword and how the delete keyword works and what interviewer can ask you in your question. So basically we will be going to cover the delete keyword in array, in object, and how it's behave in the functions also. So let me start with the first with array. So let me declare a one array. I will write a city where these names will be, let's say New York we have, then we have Buffalo, and then we have Niagara Falls. Delete keyword is simply we'll going to write as a delete, and after that we're going to define an array, and we'll be going to give the index. Suppose I want to delete the Buffalo, so the index will be 1. So let's see whether it's going to delete, or what will be our length of this one. Let's see what is the length. So you can see by the length it is saying that it is 3. So interviewer can confuse you, like delete a value from the index and show me the length, so whether it's going to delete it or not. Now let me print the array for you, and I will clear the first console written in line number 10. So it has removed the value, but it has created a blank empty. So this empty is different from your undefined, from your null, and it's certain empty value, empty memory is there. So the length will be same, but it's going to create an one empty. But when you are going to print the value, when you are going to access the value that particular location, it will show you the undefined. So this is how that delete works in your array. So now we are going to check how that delete keyword works in your object. So here we have defined our country, and here we have the name of that particular country, state we are choosing, and what cities we can have there. So now let me use again delete keyword, and this time suppose I want to delete a particular property, I will be just doing a state like this one, and let's see what it's going to print for us. Let me do a console.log and print the country, and now you can see. So in object, when we are using the delete keyword, so it is going to remove the property from the objects, but in the array it has created a empty space in particular arrays. So this is a one common delete operation difference in array and the object. Here it's going to delete this particular property state. Moving to function, so let me declare a one function where I have a, and here I will do delete a, and let me return a here. I have defined a function get value and a one argument over there. Now I'm deleting that one and again returning that particular same value. Now let me do a console log, and inside that I'm going to call that particular function. I will pass a 5. So let's see what will be the output of this one, whether it's going to delete it, whether we are going to get a null or a undefined. Let's see. So you can see that delete will not make any impact on this particular value, but in the case if we have passed an object, so now let's see what will be the output of this one. So it is not going to delete the entire value from here. Yeah. Moving to the second point, we are going to declare a dynamic property in an object. So let's say, suppose I have defined a one variable where the name as a dynamic prop. and here I'm giving as a state. So now I want in one of my object I should have a one property as a state, and I can also change that property whenever I want it. So for that thing, for assigning a dynamic property, we need to create a one blank array, and inside then we can define that particular variable which we have declared above, and we can give the xyz property. And let me do a console for this one and see whether it's going to assign a dynamic property or not. So let's see what's going to assign. So you can see that we got a one state key which is having the value xyz. Now in the future, if I have a requirement where I need to change the state value of a dynamic property to state 1, so I can easily do. So I can change this variable here over here, and let me do a save, and you can see it's got the statements. So this is how we are defining a dynamic property too. Now we are going to discuss about object destructuring, which is the most moving to the object destructuring, which is the one of the most favorite questions of the JavaScript or a Node.js interview. What is the object destructuring? So you can define, so you need to declare a one object like this one, and then simply you have to define it like suppose I wanted this property only from this particular object. So one way is we can do console.log country.name to access that particular property. If I wanted to do it with the object destructuring, I don't want to access the properties from there every time. So let's see, we have a name, so we'll be declaring a name, and then but for this one, to getting that particular key, we need to wrap this name around the curly braces, and this is how we will be able to do object destructuring. Now we will go to the name, and let me do a save. You can see we are able to access that particular property. Another complex object destructuring that interview can ask you, like I have a one property which is of the object type, and I need to access that property only. So we can do this. So to access that thing, we need to give the path. So it is present in this city object, and then we'll be able to get that particular property for city. In the object destructuring, sometimes we need that we don't want the same property name as a variable. So what we can do is we can give it a name by simply giving a colon and then defining a variable name. Like I will do country name over here, and we'll use that country name and do a console log, and we'll be able to see that we are getting that US. So this is how we can rename that particular property. This is the most common interview question in your JavaScript interview, or if you are giving the interview for the Node.js. So here they will be giving you two basic questions with the set of for loop and this with the set timeout. So let's discuss the first scenario where they are going to give you a for loop with a let keyword, and then they are going to give you a set timeout, which is a callback function, and they will going to give you a timer over here and doing a console log with the value I. And now they are going to ask you what will be the console log will going to print you. Whatever the timer we are setting, it's not going to impact this type of output, or we can say this console will not get impacted in place of 0 if we have 5, 10, whatever the value is. So let me do a save for this, and you can see the output is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the another set they are going to give you is replacing the let with a var. I'm clearing the output, and then I will be doing a save. Here you can see it's printing the 5 times 5. So most of the time people get confused what is going to be getting printed with this console. They generally give the answer is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but with the var it will always give you the 5. Now the major difference between the both scenario is with let and the var. As we know that the functionality of set timeout, it is not going to execute immediately, even though we are giving as a 0 over here. First this for loop will be executed. After that, this site timeout is going to give you the results. Since we are using a var over here, so this value after the for loop is ended will be going to get a 5 due to, so all the I inside the set timeout will get the value as a 5. So this is the difference between let and a for in a for loop with a callback function. This is the one of the common question I have seen that interviewer is asking in the most of their interviews, like what is the difference between the map and the for each. So there's not a big difference in that. There is a one basic difference between the map and the for each. Let me declare a one array and it's having the value. The operation wise both are the same. I will declare a variable return value by map. So this is how we are using map, and inside that map I'm going to return item. I'm multiplying the items inside the two. Yeah, let me do a console.log. Yeah. Now let me do a save. So it has multiplied the every value with as a 2 and returned the value. Original array will be not get impacted and maps returns a value. But in the case of the for each, let me change it, and here I will do for each. So it's not returning. So basic difference is map returns a value, but for each doesn't return a value. And let's also check whether it's going to change your original array or not. So it's not going to change your original array. I have also discussed about the 5 basic interview questions which is frequently asked by the interviewer. So you can get the link from the I button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe for more videos and for more updates. Thank you for watching.